Howdy everyone, Camski here from TheDoleBludgers, and today I'm going to be going solo. Don't have my usual partner in crime, the big bad bogan himself, Taylor. He's currently just on a bit of a holiday for the Easter break, so I hope you've all had a good Easter as well. So I'll do my best to do this week's 2 AFL videos solo. Hopefully I can make the likes of True Footy and Cardman22 and Riles Macca proud. So see how we go. So starting off first, we have the round review, obviously, round 4. So we had the Brisbane Lions going up against Collingwood and getting the chocolates. Lions winning by 33 points at the Gabba. Pretty good win, to be honest. I tipped Collingwood because I was expecting them to, you know, pull out their usual magic of not being able to lose games and stuff like that, but no ruck obviously cost them quite a bit. You know, you had the likes of Charlie Cameron popping off with fucking 6 goals. What a fucking champion. And Cam Rayner, I don't think he'll ever be playing in the back line again after a beautiful 4-goal game by him, the former #1 draft pick himself. Obviously, Nick Dacos also popped off for Collingwood, so 38 disposals, so that's kind of crazy. But yeah, so obviously very, very good game. Ashcroft and Dunkley obviously popped off. Neil had a quiet game by his standards, but still popped off with 22. So yeah, I can't really remember too much of this game, to be honest. I think I was working, as I usually do on the Thursdays, Fridays and Saturdays. I was trying to watch the game while at work and not get caught and get in trouble and shit, so that's pretty funny. But it was it was a good game overall. Honestly, like, Collingwood led for a little bit here and there, but for the majority of the game it was just the Brisbane with, you know, a blackout performance, unlike the Melbourne game. So obviously Lions are going to be quite scary at home this year, I think. I think it was a bit of a mistake to not tip them at home. I think they're going to be, you know, quite a fortress up there, quite a stronghold of sorts. But yeah, away from home, not so much, you know, yeah, I mean, we beat them, my fucking team beat them, so we'll see how we go with the Lions. I think, you know, these two are definitely going to be at the pointy end of the year. You know, they're going to be up there, so for sure. So yeah, not much to say about that. Unfortunately, don't have Taylor's opinion on it, so I can't really include that. But yeah, you know, let's get on to the next game, shall we? So next game of the round was North Melbourne versus Carlton at Marvel Stadium. Obviously the Good Friday game. So that was, you know, I thought it was a decent win by the Blues. 23-point win. Not bad at all. So obviously North, you know, they kept up with them. They did keep up with them until about that 3rd quarter. You know, they were in front by quite a bit around the, I don't know, maybe 5-10 minute mark of the 3rd quarter, and then Blues just kicked away, fired on all cylinders. You know, ended up popping off quite well. You know, so you had the likes of Harry Mackay obviously popping off this game. He had a you know, he wasn't performing that well before this game, so he turned up with 4. Charlie Curnow obviously 6 goals as well. So the 2 Coleman medalists for this team really popping off, showing that, you know, they're still a force to be reckoned with, which is kind of, you know, impressive. Harry Sheezel for North, 37 disposals. This guy is just racking up disposals game in, game out for his first season. So incredible performance by him. Davies Uniacke as well, LDU and Cripps. You know, they were 2 of the other real big standouts, I would say. Again, not a game I got to really watch, unfortunately, as much as I would have liked, which sucks because, you know, we do these reviews and I don't really get to watch as many games as I would like, especially compared to last year. But yeah, so, you know, what more needs to be said, really. Carlton hangs on, 23, still undefeated in the year. I believe they're in I think they're second on the ladder, third on the ladder. So, you know, doing quite well, to be honest. Yeah, so not much more to say about that. Let's move on. Alrighty, so the next game was the Adelaide Crows taking on Fremantle at Adelaide Oval on the Saturday. Crows ended up dominating at the end by 39 points, and they really just started to kick away. I did get to watch some of this game before work. And it was quite a good showing, you know, for the most part. But Adelaide were just pretty much dominant the entire game. I don't think they even lost the lead for the entire game, so that's, you know, impressive by their standards. And yeah, I did tip Adelaide, so I'm happy with that. Very, very good performance by them. If we go into the performance of the players, though, I think Jordan Dawson was probably, you know, the standout player for Adelaide. 27 disposals, 1 goal for him, so that's pretty cool. You did have the likes of Brayshaw and Sarong stepping up for the Dockers, getting 31 and 28 disposals respectively. But yeah, like I struggle to really remember too much of these games, which sucks because, you know, my memory is terrible and I usually bounce off Taylor a little bit. Taylor Walker, obviously 4 goals as well. Rankin had a really good game with 3. Rochelle had 3. So yeah, again, not a bad game from the Adelaide Crows. I think, you know, this is really shaping up to kickstart their year a little bit after their slow start 0-2, and now they're 2-2, so not bad. Beating out Port Adelaide last week as well was quite impressive. And I don't know what's going on with the Dockers though, unfortunately. I think it's just, I'm not sure. They're definitely not at the standard that they were of last year. I mean, this time last year, Dockers ended up beating Adelaide at home with that ridiculous save on the line. So yeah, like, I'm not sure what's going on with the Dockers. Obviously Fife was out, so that hurts them a little bit, maybe quite a lot. But again, like, their whole forward structure is just kind of ridiculous. It's all over the place. You know, even with a pretty good midfield, their defense didn't even stand up either. I mean, 17 goals for Adelaide. That's quite crazy, to be honest. So yeah, some scary signs there for the Dockers. Don't know if they'll be up there at the end of the year, unfortunately. Compared to last year's performance, they may need to, I don't know, come back and try again next year. But again, it's only early, still 20 fucking games to go, so there's still a lot that can happen. Adelaide, though, showing some very promising signs. You know, they could even be a smoky to make it into the top 8 in the finals this year, so good showing by them. Tyron would be happy. Alrighty, the next game is the Western Bulldogs managing to beat out Richmond by 5 points in what was a absolutely scrappy wet weather affair at the MCG. I did get to watch the majority of this game, and then I watched it again after I finished work. Wow, what a game. I'm always impressed when my team can win, especially against, you know, the likes of the Tigers, who ended up beating us last year and the year before, and I'm pretty sure they've beaten us like 3 times in a row now. So yeah, quite impressive. I did the whole tipping against my team and we won again, so maybe I should stick with that, just keep tipping against the Dogs every single week and see how we go. Yeah, so like, if we're looking at the player stats, obviously before we get into the player stats, I can mention Tom Lynch, obviously, not only got injured in this game, I believe, and he'll be out for quite a while. I think it was like a fractured foot or something. He also looks to be getting suspended as well, so I'm not sure if that overlaps. Like, if he's injured for like 4 weeks and he gets suspended for 2 weeks, is it just the 4 weeks that he'll be out? I think that's how it works, but I'm not sure. But yeah, going off of the players though, Tim English was ridiculous. Absolute standout by him. He had 2 goals, 23 hitouts, 20 disposals, 9 tackles. That is like premier ruckman, all-Australian kind of ridiculousness by Tim English. And I know he's gotten a lot of flack over the years, and probably rightfully so, but he's fucking filled out now and he's really getting good at the game, really good at the craft. He's obviously not just a ruckman either. He can play, you know, your forward, and he can play even a ruck rover in a sense. Like, when he gets the ball in hand, he can kind of like do some crazy kind of tricks with it, and he's got some speed, and for a big man like him, so props to him. Obviously, you know, your other standouts are probably Bailey Dale for my team, doing some incredible work down back, off the halfback flank. Ridiculous performance. He was just so good. 30 disposals for him. Liberatore was ridiculous as usual. I'm pretty sure I got 2 of our goals in the first quarter, and we did get to a real flying start, I'd say, because of him. Obviously, that second quarter was, you know, not the best. I think they kicked like 8 goals against us, so that was pretty funny. Tom Lynch popped off with like 3 goals of his own. Yeah, so, you know, Tom Lynch got 2 goals. It was Shy Bolton who got the 3. And yeah, obviously Aaron Norton also got the 3 for our team, so that's kind of nice. Nice to see him not, you know, get some behinds for once, because usually he's quite inconsistent, I'd say. He's quite good at marking, but just, you know, all over the place sometimes with his kicking, so it was nice to see him be a bit consistent. And yeah, obviously can't go without mentioning, like, you know, the Bont, obviously ridiculous by him again. It just always looks so damaging when he's got the ball. I feel like without him, like if he was injured like he was last year, you know, if he just didn't play a game, I feel like we'd just be fucked. Like, I feel like he's kind of like our Jeremy Cameron, who just carries our team even when he's not getting, like, you know, damaging the scoreboard and stuff. I just feel like he just has so much presence. Yeah, 12 tackles for him. And Ed Richards also is another notable player for our team, I would say, who performed really, really well. Just always looks so, I don't know, scary sometimes. He just always tackling hard, always getting in there, always taking some ridiculous intercept marks as well. So that's really nice to see. Dusty for Richmond looked really, really good in this game, actually. So that was nice to see again. Like, you always love to see Dusty play, you know, to that ridiculous level. So not too much else I want to say about that game. The second quarter can just be forgotten forever. But yeah, we ended up getting the win, so that's kind of cool. Look forward to next week. I believe we're versing Port Adelaide in Adelaide, so see how we go there. Probably tip against them again. Next up, we have the St Kilda Saints taking on the Gold Coast Suns at Marvel Stadium on the Saturday. Saints still undefeated, on the top of the ladder, 53-point win here, and like, I wasn't really expecting much else. It's Gold Coast. They haven't played very well since, you know, last year, and Saints have been just in ridiculous form. Again, you know, Marvel, they perform really, really well as it is, but just in terms of, you know, so many fucking injuries, I don't know how many they've got at this point. It could be like 16, 17. I know Jack Bytel, he got subbed into the game, I think for Rowan Marshall, because I think they were resting him because, you know, he was doing so fucking well as it is, and he's their only ruckman. So Jack Bytel gets subbed on in the last quarter, and like 6 minutes into the last quarter, he gets injured. So it's like, fuck, man, Saints just can't catch a break with the players, with the injuries. So that's painful. I believe there were a couple of Suns players who were a bit wounded in this game as well, but can't really remember. Again, was working, so unfortunately I can't comment as much as I'd like. But in terms of the players, Jack Higgins, 5 goals performance from him. That's kind of crazy by him, you know, good old Higo. So it's kind of nice to see. Mitch Owens as well, obviously, has been ridiculous this year. Caminiti stepping up as well. Philippou, you know, you got to mention him, even though he only had the 1 goal. He's just, you love to see him play. Sinclair with the 31 disposals, and Seb Ross with 30. You know, Brad Crouch with the 34, leading the way for Saints. Noah Anderson, though, with 38 for the Suns and a goal. That's kind of crazy. Touk Miller with 32. Yeah, like, I wish I could say more about this game, but you know, it's the Saints popping off this year. You love to see it. They've been down in the dumps for so fucking long. This wild card, unknown, random, no man's land team. That just, you never know what to fucking think of them. And I think Ross Lyon has really just done something to his boys. He's got my dad jumping up out of his fucking seat, and he loves going to games now, which is kind of crazy for, like, you know, a late 60s old man. So yeah, you love to see it, and I look forward to seeing what the Saints can do for the rest of the year, man. Like, hopefully they can make the finals, and hopefully they can, you know, do something of worth, because, you know, if my team doesn't make the finals, which it's definitely likely, it would be nice to root for a team like the Saints, you know. So, and I know Taylor would have the exact same sentiment if he was here right now. So yeah, on your Saints. Suns, don't know what the fuck's going on with you guys. You need some help. I don't know what it is, but still haven't made the finals since you guys have been in the comp, so need to do something, boys. Need to do something. Alrighty, this is a game where I'm gonna put in a clip because it is so fucking funny. Sydney Swans versus Port Adelaide at the SCG on Saturday. Port Adelaide wins by 2 points because of Alira Lear's incredible hit out in the goal square. I'm gonna link it to you. Chuck it in the video right now so you can see it.
Takes the footy back, 39 seconds and counting. Straight through the middle. Look at the kick from Ranby. Tahini. They'll get a mark. They're going to get a mark, Sydney. Ollie Florent can have a shot to win the game. The emotion, the drama. You can't write the script on this.
Oh, what about the kick from Rampy? Tahini to Florent. Florent's been huge all night.
32 disposals. The siren's going to sound to win the game for Sydney on the final siren. Florent's kicked it. Is it there? Oh, did it make the distance? Score review, I reckon. Port are celebrating. The Port defenders are convinced they've won the game. Florent can't believe it. He can't believe it. There's going to be no score review.
It's over.
Well done to the goal umpire who has backed his judgment in. How about this game at the SCG? Port Adelaide with a miracle win. Ken Hinkley can't believe it. In the most dramatic fashion you've ever seen. Extraordinary.
And yeah, like that was just insane fucking, like everyone thought, oh my god, it's going in, and fucking Ollie Florent from Sydney was like, it's going in, boys, it's going in. He was celebrating like mad, or you know, I just can't believe it, man. Like that is one of the highlights of, I think, just of all time, to be honest. Like all the camera angles showed, it's got this, and all the fans of Sydney were jumping up screaming, we've done it, and it's just not to be, unfortunately. Sydney going 2-2 now, and I think that's also Port going 2-2 now, with the Brisbane win at round 1, and now this win here against Sydney. So Jeremy Finlayson, after a shocking week for him, you know, everything going on with his wife, and geez, he popped off like 3 goals. I think he got the match sealer as well. He just looked incredible from what I saw of him. So props to him, mate. Incredible performance by you, dude. Chad Warner for Swans got 30 disposals and 2 goals, so that's pretty fucking good performance from him as well. But yeah, Ollie Florent, it's just that 1 goal, 33 disposals. Should have been 2 goals, man. What's going on? Unfortunate, dude. Obviously, also Charlie Dixon had a ridiculous last quarter in the ruck as well. Got some incredible clearances. So yeah, I don't know what's going on with the likes of like Mills for this game. He basically just left the fucking goal square and allowed Alira to do what he did. So that kind of sucked, you know. You'd think as a captain you'd be focusing on just trying to win until the game's over, man. Don't celebrate too early. It's not over until it's over. And yeah, I think it was Buddy. Buddy had a really poor performance. He got an 0-1. Like he got 1 behind, not a single goal. Basically just non-existent in this game. So yeah, don't know what's going on there. I feel like he probably should take a break. Maybe needs a rest or something, because yeah, that just can't continue. So yeah, props to you, Port. Well done. Well done. Unfortunate, Sydney. Don't celebrate too early. Alrighty, on to our Sunday games. We have Essendon versus the Giants at Marvel Stadium, where Bombers getting the win by 13 points in a very, very close affair, I'd say. You know, quite back and forth. Giants were in the lead for quite a lot of the game, and then Essendon just went nah in the 4th quarter and just kind of ripped it away. So that's kind of impressive by them. 3-1 on the ladder now, and they're in the top 4, sitting 4th. So that's kind of crazy, dude. Seeing my mum's team sitting at 4th, and my dad's team sitting at 1st. And that's just crazy, man. Like, you know, I wasn't expecting to see Bombers in the top 4 or in the top 8. But, you know, it's only early, but really good signs. Really good signs for Brad Scott and his team. Jake Stringer popping off with 4 goals. Doing really, really well for his team. Parrish with 30. Shield with 28, Merritt with 28, Mason Redmond in the back line with 27. You know, love to see it. Love to see it, Bombers. Well done. Tom Green for the Giants did really, really well with 34 disposals. Josh Kelly also had a decent game with 28. Toby Green couldn't get his boys across the line. 2 goals. He usually gets like 4. What are you doing, man? You need to be getting 4 goals a game to carry your team. But yeah, again, didn't really get to see this game, unfortunately. So, you know, hopefully we'll catch some more games next week. But yeah, props to Bombers. Props to the Bombers. Well done. Well done. Hopefully you guys can keep the momentum going and, you know, stick it out. Go to the finals, boys. Go to the finals. The next Sunday game was an absolute belter. Demons, the Melbourne Demons taking on West Coast Eagles at Optus Stadium and destroying the Eagles. 63-point win for Melbourne. That is absolutely crazy. Obviously, it was a depleted West Coast side, so, you know, they were probably going to win anyways, to be honest, because it's Melbourne and it's West Coast. But I do definitely think that the injuries just didn't help at all. It was basically just a one-sided affair all day. Not much else needs to be said. I'll touch on the players really quickly though. Tim Kelly for the West Coast Eagles and Andrew Gaff were basically their only 2 shining lights, I guess. Tim Kelly with 2 goals and 36 disposals. Quite impressive performance by him. With 703 meters gained. That is just nutty. He must have just been everywhere for this game. And Andrew Gaff, 24 disposals to him, you know, doing well. For the Demons, Clayton Oliver, as usual, 34 ball magnet disposals. Petrarca with 29. And yeah, like, I don't know, like, Tom McDonald with 4 goals, Petrarca with 3 goals, Fritsch with 3 goals, JVR for fucking Demons 2 goals, Spargo 2 goals, Pickett 2 goals. Just ridiculous performance by the Demons, and you love to hate them and you hate to love them, and you know, they're going to be up there at the end of the year as well. Definitely one of the big favorites for sure. And I believe they're sitting at 2nd on the ladder. That could be wrong. No, Carlton sitting 2nd. Melbourne's 3rd. So yeah, really, really crazy stuff. Yeah, it's Melbourne, man. Sorry, West Coast. Hopefully you get your fucking players back there soon. And the final game that I watched just before, the Easter Monday game, Geelong Cats versus Hawthorn, 127-45. Geelong Cats by 82 points, and they're back, baby. Oh no, Taylor, he has comments for this game, so I'll let him talk first, get his little commentary in, and I'll cover after there. So enjoy what the big bad Bergen has to say.
Well, this is the big bad Bergen here, and my boys have finally won a game against Hawthorn, and they annihilated them. I am incredibly happy right now, and I'm going to get extremely drunk. Just so it's an easy video for Cam to record, I'm going to leave this short, but Jeremy Cameron, 7 goals, hell yeah. And the other players, they did well as well, but Jeremy Cameron.
Fair enough, Taylor. Fair enough. Jeremy Cameron was fucking insane in this game. I'm going to also clip a funny moment that happened with him, with the umpire, with one of his goal celebrations. I think it was the last goal of the game, actually. I think it was his 7th goal. And yeah, so I'm going to clip that one for you as well. So enjoy that.
Cameron to make a good day even better. Walks in and goes whack. That's number 7, and he's pounded into the up.
Oh, look at the love. Look at the love. Whispering sweet nothings in his ear and apologising frantically for an accidental collision with the boundary umpire. And now the umpire apologising to him. See exactly what happened here.
Tell you what, it's a tough umpire. The umpire's running back to his spot. Jez has pulled up Sora.
He's gone to celebrate and you didn't see him. He's run straight into it. And they almost collided heads, and incredibly apologetic, and great to see both umpire and player looking after each other.
Tell you what, the umpire's got to be pumped about that. He's run back to his spot and Jessica Cameron's gone off.
But yeah, wow. Jeremy Cameron literally hard carries this team. Obviously, they probably wouldn't have lost anyways, but to be fair, it was a close affair until that third quarter. The third quarter was crazy, you know, like I think they kicked like 11 goals, maybe 10, maybe 12. I don't know. There was a shitload of goals in a row. I don't even think Hawthorn scored a point. I don't think they scored a single point in the third quarter. So that's crazy. But Jeremy Cameron was 7 fucking goals, 22 disposals. Ridiculous performance by him. He was playing fucking everywhere. He was in the back line at times. He was in, I believe, in the midfield or in the wings. I could see him at times. Crazy. Luke Bruce obviously was quite a sharpshooter for Hawks. 3 goals for him, and he was the one that really set them off at the start of the game when they had their, I think it was 0-18 lead. So that was quite nice for him. Even Stengel and Hawkins popped off for this game. You know, they ended up getting a couple of goals apiece, along with Ollie Henry and Brad Close, your small forwards. So that was quite nice to see those kind of out of form players actually, perform. And Duncan, what a welcome addition back to this team he was. 31 disposals. Like, he was ridiculously damaging in that back line. He was just such a welcome addition back into this team. 27 for Isaac Smith, 27 for Patrick Dangerfield in a goal. He also had a ridiculous tackle chase down as the Hawks were going for a I don't think they would have done anything with it, but it was just a ridiculous tackle in the midfield, so that was quite crazy. And yeah, like, nothing else really needs to be said. Hawks didn't really have too many stand-up players other than Bruce, maybe Impey. He had some pretty good intercept marks in the back line, 24 disposals to him. So yeah, like, just I don't know. Is this going to put the Cats back in form? It's possible. I know a lot of people on the subreddit, on the post-match thread, were fucking going crazy. They're like, "Oh, we're fucking back, boys. We're back." I don't know about that. It was fucking Hawthorn's probably the team that's going to be on the bottom of the ladder at the end of the day, at the end of this year. But 19 fucking goals, slaughter. I think they moved up 5 places on the fucking ladder. I think they were 18th and jumped up to 13th, and their percentage got a massive boost, so that's kind of crazy. So yeah, well done to the Cats. Not the biggest fan of you guys, but that's a personal thing. But it's nice to see you finally get off the bottom, I guess. It would have been cool to have seen you be winless and 18th for a little bit longer, but I'll never forget seeing the Geelong Cats being 18th on the ladder and winless for those first 3 rounds. So yeah. Anyways, guys, I gave it my best here solo for the TheDoleBludgers channel. Stick around if you like for the tips. Going to be getting some Taylor's thoughts on those as well. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like if you like, sub if you want, and as usual, go fuck yourself.